Have you ever noticed how the last week of the year can feel a little loud? Like the calendar is screaming, finish everything, and your body is quietly whispering, nah, please stop. We've got other plans for you. So here's my intimate question for you today. What if the most powerful thing you did all week isn't pushing forward, but letting it go? Hi, I'm Rosemarie, and this is Second Opinion, where science meets story and better questions lead to better decisions. And today is a little different. This is a bonus Christmas episode, a gift from me to you, from Brooklyn, from my real life to yours. Because it's the week of Christmas, and today is the Winter Solstice, the shortest day of the year, the longest night, and then quietly the light begins to return, and then spring. Yay! And if you're in midlife, you already know. Midlife kind of has its way of doing that too. So once upon a time, I thought the end of the year was about finishing. Deadlines, finishing tasks, goals, strong, perfect. And as both a healthcare person plus a journalist, my brain really never fully turns off. I've lived most of my adult life in a kind of performance mode. Get it done, get it done, get it done. And if you can relate, you already know the energy. You can rest later. You can enjoy later. Just get it done, push through, handle it. And I'm going to be totally honest. Yesterday was Saturday. I was at my desk all day, from morning until about 10 o'clock at night. I did take a little bit of a pizza break for dinner, but my goal, my mission, my desire was to create content for January. Just mapping it out, looking at my social media, planning, prepping, because I truly love what I'm building. I love this platform. I love what's coming. But then there was today. I took a little bit of a detour. So full disclosure, my back has been bothering me. So I've had some issues here and there, and sometimes that really dictates what I get done in the day. Overall, I'm totally fine. It's just overuse injury, doing a lot of things this year, walking up and down a fifth floor walk up, which was my previous place, packing up and moving on my own. So all the things. So sometimes it dictates. It tells me what to do. I don't tell my back what to do. It tells me how I'm going to live my life that day. So now there's Sunday, and suddenly I realized I'm not tired today because the year went fast. I'm kind of tired because the year required evolution. It required a lot of me. And in midlife, you really can't fake that. If you know, you know. And if you're listening to this, you probably know. Our bodies don't lie. So instead of jumping into my Sunday like a machine, I decided to move my body a little bit and clear my space. Get up, decluttered, went through some things, organized my mail, some activity to get the juices flowing again from yesterday. And you know what's wild? It's amazing how there's always something to throw away. Always something we don't need. And just always something that's expired, whether that's energetically, emotionally, physically, the things. So I just went down that path again. I went back in my closet, and you know what? I have added to my bag of clothes that I'm going to donate. And this is not in a dramatic, burn it all down way. It's really more, it was in a quiet, grown woman way. Started letting go. Then I would pause, and then a slight laugh to myself of more stuff. And I actually have some people in mind that I want to give some things to. Things I actually wore on air that people liked. And I thought, maybe I'll give it to that person. They really liked that shirt when I wore it, and I haven't worn it again. So there you go. All kinds of stuff. The pretty clothes, and then the crap. The things that really don't fit the version who I want to be in this coming year. It's who I was, not who I am embodying right now. And as I step into this next year, I was clearing space. And then as I was doing this, I realized this is what the winter solstice is inviting us to do. Not hustling, not overextend, not prove, but release. Because the solstice is literally a turning point. It's a natural cue to embrace stillness, reflect, and begin again as the light slowly returns. A midlife, it's its own solstice. I mean, think about it. It's a turning point, a season where the old way, it stops working and our nervous system starts demanding the truth. It's a beautiful thing. And then fortunately, I'm finally listening. And here's what I know for sure. This week is not meant to be a week where you collapse from overfunctioning. This week, what I believe is meant to be a week where you come home to yourself. Not only are you probably going to be seeing family, but really checking in with yourself. So let me offer you something practical, simple, but powerful. A little solstice reset. And we can do this all week, even though the solstice is on Sunday today. Take this into your week as we move into this holy season. We're coming off the heels of Hanukkah. We've got other many different celebrations going on this week. 3 steps. And this is not about perfection. Check that at the door. That is not required for this. Step 1, ask yourself, what is exhausting to you? Not what you should do, not what's expected, but what's actually exhausting you, tiring you out? Is it an obligation that doesn't fit anymore? Is it a relationship dynamic, a financial leak? Is it a habit? Is it some kind of role that you keep playing? Midlife is where you stop carrying what was never yours. It's not yours to carry those burdens. Step 2, close one chapter on purpose. And I really mean this. Pick a loose end. A small thing you can finish or release so you're not dragging it into 2026. I have been trying to do this with my web guy. We started working on my website in the summer. This summer, 6 months. We have been going back and forth with the same things. I send an email, hey, let's wrap this up. And then I get a question. I'm like, I don't really want to go there. I really want to wrap this up. I don't want another email. I don't want, more things I need to track, but it's just this constant going back and forth. And he's never been like this. And I'm like, what is going on with Stuart? I adore Stuart, but something is just not jiving. And I'm thinking, I'm not imagining this. So I need to close this loop. I'm going to send an email tomorrow. So for you, it's a drawer, a small drawer, a pile, an email thread, a subscription, a narrative, not because you need to be productive, but because you deserve peace. This is all about harmony and peace, which is a beautiful energy for this time of year. So we can step into that time with our family, right? And just truly be present. Make space for what brings you joy and value and celebration. This is the part of a lot of us skip. We hurry, 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 and then we show up maybe the eve of, the day of, a little bit frazzled. But let's not do this year, right? So let's just release prior to getting to that point and then like not refill the space with more noise. No. This solstice energy is very much about wisdom. This empty space is sacred. Even a local YMCA frames this season as a wellness invitation, leaning into restoration, reflection, intentional habits instead of constant output. So maybe you don't need a bigger year, a bigger celebration. Maybe it's just a little cleaner energetically and physically, more intentional. A year where luxury isn't about more things, it's about more alignment. Maybe no, don't buy anything designer this year. I don't know. I mean, I'm actually really focusing on less And I'm loving it. Minimalism, essentialism. I've been like that most of my life, but I'm even getting more granular. Because as it turns out, the most high vibe thing that you can do this week is about stop abandoning yourself. Because in this time of life, midlife, Christmas changes. It shifts from our childhood magic into something deeper. It's about connection, tradition, legacy, gratitude, and the boundaries that really protect that peace that I've been talking about in the last few episodes. So if you're listening to this and feeling a little tender, a little reflective, a little emotional, or a lot emotional, good. That means you're awake. It means you're alive, right? It means you're not sleepwalking into the new year. And I want to say this clearly. You don't need January 1st to start again and again and again. You can start today, now, with a walk. Go step outside, take a deep breath, a clean counter. Just like me, more bags of old stuff. Maybe it's a conversation you've been avoiding, a boundary you've been negotiating with yourself. Peace can become more important than performance. And that is not giving up. That's not throwing in the towel, right, with this surrender energy. This is graduating to this next level. And speaking of starting in the now, so I really sat on this, but after this week and a couple of interviews that I had for my podcast that I feel went really, really well, and I feel were really, really useful, I decided that why wait till January to release some new interviews? I'm not going to do that because midlifers, we don't need more delay. Actually, a nice little distraction on ourselves could be very, very useful. And some clarity. So this Wednesday, I'm dropping my conversation with Josh Wegman. He is a peach. He is a lipid specialist with a genius framework that makes cholesterol and cardiovascular risk finally make sense in plain English. He is such an interesting person and has a kind heart, and I think you're going to enjoy him. And I think he makes this topic that can be very, very confusing and very, very boring really fun. And in that episode, you'll have more information on how to learn more about Josh and his book in case you want to expand on that. I think that's going to be useful because we talk about insulin resistance, cholesterol confusion. You'll learn about that in the episode, what labs matter, and why waiting until something is wrong is really an outdated model. Again, so I'm going to release that this week because I want you to jumpstart on your 2026 health now. And I really personally think you're going to love it. So today, my Christmas gift to you is simple. Let something go. Make space. Stop pushing so hard. You are doing so great. And just fall in love with what this year grew in you. Because I know you have grown because you are on this journey. You're listening to the podcast. So you have been diving into this types of information. All right, my friends, from me to you, a very Merry Christmas. And if this episode supported you, share it with someone you love who could maybe use a little inspiration. And if you haven't yet followed the show or left a review, I know I've said this before, but it really does help people find information like this that's going to propel them into their next level. And if you want to reach me, please send questions, any story ideas, or guest suggestions through my website. It takes me a minute, but I do read every single message. I'm Rosemarie Beltz, and this is Second Opinion, where science meets story, and a midlife age is never the problem. Never. It is the advantage. Happy holidays, happy solstice, and I'll see you next week. Okay, so go drink some water and maybe go throw something away. Till next time.